this morning. So we're going to come into Mandala Mudra. So what you're going to do for this is take that left hand, you're just going to flip the palm up, back of the hand down towards the heels. Now let's take that right hand right on top of that. So you're going to stack and then connect the thumbs. Now from that connection, you want to sort of create a circle here. So you're going to pull the hands apart just until you see a circle. And then you're going to relax that mudra down into your lap. So let's take a shrug or two of the shoulders, just to ensure that your spine is nice and tall here. And then begin to close the eyes. Now, as you seal the eyes closed, you just start to find your way entirely into the now. And you can do this first by observing breath, observing body, right? Just simply coming to an observation, an awareness. And from that awareness is where we're able to start to focus our attention inward, where we arrive in the present moment. And just relax the low body. So disengage, give yourself permission to sink into your mat and grounding even further into the now. And then just start to lengthen up, right? So make sure that you're not collapsing, you're not shrugging or rounding. Chin will be pulled to a neutral position. Base of the skull shifts back very slightly to pull the ears in line with the shoulders. Make sure your mudra is soft, so you're not clenching here. You've got a relaxed hand. Soften the jaw. And then begin to really find your breath. So actively seek it out. Then become more in tune with it. And taking notice that the way that we breathe is often where our mind is at. When we're more stressed, we find ourselves breathing these short, shallow breaths. And yet when we're in a relaxed state of mind, we breathe deeply, we breathe fully. So if you do find your breathing to be rather shallow this morning, begin to enhance, begin to deepen into that breath. And we're just going to stay with a mindful breathing of practice this morning. Now we are the Holy Trinity of body, mind, and spirit. In our search for spiritual truth, we often find ourselves living in a mental rather than physical realm. And as a result, we may begin to neglect our physical selves. While we may perceive the goal of a spiritual quest to be the transcendence of the physical dimension. And while we know that the body is ultimately no more than a piece of clothing that we shed when we leave this earth, we cannot be in genuine alignment with a higher power until we're in genuine alignment with ourselves. And if we're in poor health, fatigued, overstressed, overworked, we cannot be that pure channel for a higher consciousness. Which means that if we want that alignment, that purity, that connection, we have to take care of our bodies as well as our spirits. For it's through the physical that we can contact that higher power. And when we nurture our bodies correctly and lovingly, we increase physical and mental energy, which in turn fuels our creative power, our capacity for enthusiasm, for joy, for opening us up to the wonders of a higher state of consciousness. And just take a moment to reflect on how you relate to your body. And do you love your body? Do you honor your body? Or do you shame your body? Do you find flaws? Or do you find beauty? Do you treat it lovingly or do you neglect it? Are you proud or are you ashamed? And don't connect to any of this. Don't attach to it. Just observe. Observe your past self and how you've connected with yourself. And then recognize that at any time you can change your present, how you relate, how you connect. So I chose Mandala Mudra this morning because this mudra is all about integration, about union, about spiritual oneness. And it helps to cultivate that inner awareness, which then leads to that spiritual union. Start to cultivate an intention here. And then we'll begin the practice here with the sound of Om. If you'd like to join in, taking a deep inhale. Very gently wiggle the hands around. Are you guys able to hear me? I got a message that said that you don't have audio. We're good, just give me, you need it to be raised. All right, I'm not really sure what to do. If I speak louder, if I speak like this, can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay, all right. So let's switch the cross the legs here. We'll hop in, we'll get started. So from here, you're just going to take hands down to knees or thighs, take a few big shrugs of the shoulders, always just to open up, to release any tension we may be storing here. And then let's drop those shoulders down away from the ears. We're gonna inhale, take both hands all the way up to the sky. And exhale, let's just come right down and forward for a forward fold here. So just walking those fingertips out, making sure that you're keeping the seat bones grounded into the earth. And just count 2 full breaths here. On the next inhale, take a little bit of a flat back, and then you're just gonna crawl the fingertips up towards that top right corner of your mat, and exhale, hinge back down for a fold. And so again, the seat bones are staying grounded. We're not rolling forward at all. We're just opening up a little bit into this left shoulder region. Just take one more breath here. And then inhale, open back up, and we're gonna crawl all the way to that top left corner of the mat and do the very same thing. So just soften the body down, breathing into the shoulder region. Relax the head, relax the neck. And just take one big breath. And next inhale, we're gonna open back up, crawl those hands all the way back to center, and then all the way back in towards you. From here, we're gonna inhale, take those hands all the way back up to the sky. We're gonna take the palms to touch, reach the fingertips forward, and then we're gonna interlace, push those palms, round it out, and inhale, come all the way up. On the exhale, we're just gonna come to a free movement flow. So maybe you're rocking side to side, maybe you're twisting, maybe you're leaning back, maybe you're drawing those palms forward again. Let's just take maybe 3 or so more breaths just to create any sort of space that you feel called to create here. Maybe you're interlacing and leaning back. Maybe 1 or so more breaths if you did something on the other side. Let's just make sure we do it on the opposite. And then we'll come back and just relax prayer hands into heart space before dropping hands down to knees and thighs. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder. Option to stay as you are, or inhale that right hand up and over and lightly apply just a little bit of pressure to the side of the head. Right, so the gravity of just having your hand here should be plenty to deepen the stretch. And then we'll inhale that right hand up, crown of the head towards the sky. Exhale, drop the palm down as you take that left ear to left shoulder. And same thing, just soften in for a moment, and then you have the option to inhale this left hand up. And again, just apply very gentle pressure to the side of the head. Relax that right shoulder away. And again, if this doesn't honor you, if this doesn't work for you, just don't do it. You could just stay with the hinge in the neck. Otherwise, take one more breath. And then we'll inhale that left hand up, crown of the head towards the sky. Exhale, drop left hand down as you take chin to chest. Now just draw the shoulders down the back, keep the chin reaching towards the heart space. And then trace a few big circles, right? So just working through anything that we may have just pulled up, nice and slow. And then come back around the opposite way. And let's just say one more full circle so we won't be here long. And then we'll meet with the crown of the head up to the sky. From here, you're going to reach that right hand straight ahead. And then just take those left fingertips up and over. So just applying a little bit of pressure to draw the fingertips back, open up into that right wrist, and then just switch sides. So left hand comes all the way forward. Those right fingertips are going to reach up and over. And then again, just mildly drawing the fingertips back towards the chin. Take one breath. And then we'll reach both hands forward, clench a fist, just rotate into the wrists a few times, take it back a few times. And then we're going to keep this fist and inhale, open up to a T. Now from the T, soften the shoulders first and then start to trace some little circles. From these little circles, come back opposite direction. So make sure that you're staying aligned in the spine, that the core is staying strong, and then trace bigger circles a little bit slower. And so coming that full range of motion, and then just come back up and around the other way. So just lubricating, warming the muscles surrounding the shoulders. One more circle. And then we're going to reach the hands all the way to the sky and exhale, come down for just one more fold here. We'll spend 3 more breaths and then take a little bit more movement here to expand, to open up. Now you've got 2 options. You can either just roll yourself right on forward to tabletop position, or you can align yourself and just draw the legs all the way around the body. And we're going to meet on all 4s. So just take your time to get here, right? You're never in any rush. Sway a couple times from side to side as you arrive. And then we're going to move right into some hip circles. So just pull the hips back and around on exhalation. And inhalation, take those hips forward. Now just move and breathe here. And then we're going to change that circle. So just rotate around opposite direction whenever you feel ready. And then we're back up to a neutral position. On the inhale, let's send that right foot all the way back. On the exhale, you're going to pull the knee towards the nose, round it out, push the earth away. Inhale, send the sole of the foot back. Now on the exhale, pull that right knee up towards the right hip. Inhale, send it back. So realign the hip. And then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, right knee lifts up towards that right hip. And then inhale, realign, send it back one more time. Exhale, we're going to round, push the earth away. Think about your cat spine. Inhale, send it up and back. Now on the exhale, this time we're going to pull it up and then start to trace maybe 2 circles one direction. And 2 circles the opposite way. Now from that second circle, the next time you lift that knee, we're going to lengthen that right leg out, drop the foot down to the earth. Now from this drop, you're going to inhale, come all the way up. So take those hands all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, let's take that right hand down the outer edge of the right leg, reach the right arm up and over. Now, if you have it in your practice, you can always take that right hand down and lengthen up like you're sort of in a triangle pose, right? But just listen to your body depending on if your body is ready for that, if that is in your practice. Good. Let's stay for about 2 more breaths. And then you'll notice that stretch hit a little bit more on the inner if that hand is all the way down. 1 more inhale. And a full exhale. Next in breath, we're going to take both hands all the way back up to the sky.
And exhale, drop them back down under the shoulders for tabletop. Now on the inhalation, let's just sweep that right leg all the way back, tuck the ball of the foot down, and take a couple rocks. And now you can continue rocking, or you have the option to take the top of the foot down to lengthen into that ankle, reach in the front of the ankle. Right, we won't be here long, so just allow the weight of gravity to stretch it out. One more breath, and then we're all gonna retuck, take a couple more rocks. And then on that next out breath, let's drop the right knee down. We're gonna do that same thing, opposite side. Inhale, left leg's gonna lengthen. On the exhale, knee to the nose, so you're rounding it out first. Inhale, send it up and back. Exhale, left knee is gonna lift up towards that left hip, and then realign the hip, lengthen the leg, toes down on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, left knee lifts. Good, inhale, send it back. One more time, exhale, round it out. Inhale, find length. Exhale, pull that left knee up and start to trace some circles. So we've got about 2 one direction and then 2 the opposite direction. And next time that knee lifts, you're gonna inhale, lengthen left leg out, drop the sole of the foot down, and inhale, take those hands all the way to the sky. Now, same thing, option to take that left hand down the outer edge or take it to the inside of the leg, reach that right arm straight up. Right now, if you've got the hand, you're curling it over the ear. If the hand is down to the earth, it's coming all the way to the sky. Single line of energy. Let's take one more breath here. And then we're all gonna inhale both hands to the sky. Exhale, drop both hands under the shoulder for leaning back, tabletop position. And then inhale, take that left leg all the way back. Drop the ball of the foot, the toenails down, and just start to rock. Now you've got that same option here if you would like to find stillness and quickly just take the top of the foot to the back. And again, just for a breath or two, a little bit of a different stretch. And then we'll take the ball of the foot back down, a couple rocks just to counteract. And then from here, find stillness, shoulders over the wrist. Let's really draw this left foot in. You're gonna inhale, step back to a plank pose. And then exhale, come right up and back, downward facing dog. And then just take some time to create your own space here. What does that mean for you? What is your body asking? Let's take one more breath. And then we're gonna inhale, come forward to a plank position, and exhale, drop down knees, chest and chin. Let's take a mild flow here all the way to the earth. Inhale to your baby cobra. And exhale, we're gonna come back child's pose. So hips to heels here, soften the forehead down. Let's take 3 to 5 breaths. So why don't you take those 3 to 5 breaths at your own pace. After that, whenever you're ready to meet back downward facing dog, you can lift back up. So again, maybe 3 or so more breaths if you're still down. We'll come back up, downward facing dog. Take a big breath here. And then we're gonna do something a little bit differently to get to the top of the mat. So from your downward facing dog, I want you to think about lifting that right heel, and then exhale, taking a little step in front of that left foot. Inhale, lift the left heel, and then take a little step, maybe bend that knee. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, step, and then eventually you would just crawl those last maybe foot to 6 inches towards the top. Grab for opposite elbows today. Hang as heavy as possible. So really root your feet in, right? Spread the toes, anchor the ball of foot, the big toe mound. And then let's keep a grip of the forearms. You're gonna roll around, come all the way to stand. Now eventually you're gonna take this grip, lift it all the way up and overhead on the inhale, and exhale, take a little twist over to the right. Now once you twist to the right, push the right hip forward, right elbow back. Big breath here. Inhale, come back to center. Bend the knees, you're gonna slowly hinge, come all the way back down. Now, as you arrive in your forward fold, we're going to switch the cross of the forearms and hang for about 3 more breaths. Fourth inhale, let's roll and round, deep bend in the knees to come all the way up. And now same thing, once your spine is aligned, we're gonna inhale that arm grip up and overhead, and exhale, take a twist over to the left. Now same thing, left hip pushes forward, left elbow back, take a breath. And then we're gonna inhale, come all the way back forward, and exhale, bend the knees, start to hinge first, forearms down, crown of the head down, relax the arms, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale, take a big step back with that right foot here, landing into a lunge position. Take 2 breaths in your lunge. Try to shrug the shoulders back. Maybe you come to the fingertips. Maybe you hover. Just try to have a nice open heart. And then we'll take those hands down. Inhale, step back, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in your dog. And then inhale, shift that weight forward to a plank position. On the exhale, take a flow of choice. Knees, chest, chin, Chaturanga Dandasana. Good, 3 breaths in downward facing dog. Next, inhale, right heel is gonna lift. Exhale, let's pull the knee towards the nose and hold it here for just a moment. So really hollow out the back, pull the shoulders over the wrists, and then we're gonna anchor that right foot forward between the hands. And from here, we're just gonna do that very same thing. So 2 or so breaths, just trying to come light on the fingertips to open the heart so you're not collapsing down here. Maybe you hover. And then on that next exhale, just ground the fingertips of the hands in. Inhale, straighten right leg. Exhale, left foot steps top of the mat to meet. Inhale, root to rise. Let's come all the way to the sky. And exhale, take prayer hands to your heart space. Just take 1 breath here. And then we'll part, come back to our mountain pose, and inhale, root to rise. Come all the way up with those fingertips, lengthen through side body. And then exhale, bend the knees, part the palms, forward fold. Inhale, nice flat back. And exhale, melt and fold. Now on the in-breath, let's step that left foot way back, finding your lunge. Left hand's gonna stay down. Inhale, right hand to the sky. 2 breaths, sink the hips. Breathe. Second exhale, relax the right hand to the earth. Inhale, step back, down dog. Take a breath in your dog. And then on the next inhale, if you want to flow, you can come forward to your plank and take your vinyasa from here. Good, 3 breaths. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, draw that knee towards the nose, round, hug, hover, and then anchor that left foot top of the mat. We're gonna keep that right hand down here and inhale the left hand to the sky. So 2 breaths, but again, sink those hips. Don't pull the hips up with the hand. Next, exhale, drop that left hand down, frame the foot, inhale, straighten left leg, and exhale, right foot steps top of the mat. Inhale all the way to the sky. And exhale, prayer hands back to your heart space. Just take a moment here. And then we're gonna drop the hands down alongside the body. Inhale, take both hands up to the sky. Let's bend that right knee up and in. You're just gonna breathe here. Maybe rotate that right ankle. And come back the other way. Good, flex the foot. Next, exhale, drop the foot down, sink to chair pose. 1 breath, breathing in. Breathing out. Now inhale, we're gonna come all the way up. As we come up, ground right foot down, pull that left knee up and in. Now maybe you just stay still. Maybe you rotate left ankle. Come back around the other way. We'll inhale, flex that foot, drop the left foot down to meet. Exhale, sink to chair. 1 breath, breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale, come all the way up and back, root to rise. And exhale, fold, drop it all the way down. Inhale, flat back, open heart. And exhale, forward fold. In breath, left foot steps back, find a lunge. From your lunge, we're gonna lift up to a high lunge. Hands to the sky, just 3 breaths. We're gonna do things a little bit differently today, for a little bit extra warm up. The third exhale, drop the hands down, frame the foot. Inhale, step back to a plank pose. Breathing in for plank. And then exhale, take your vinyasa. We're up and back, down dog. The next inhale, right heel to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee towards the nose. Step that foot top of the mat, anchor yourself in. Then we're gonna seal the back heel, open up warrior 2. Place that left hand back, right hand forward, knee over the ankle, and again, just 3 breaths. Big inhale. And on that third exhale, let's just cartwheel the hands down, frame out the foot, pivot to your lunge. Inhale, straighten right leg. Exhale, left foot steps to meet. Breathe in, come to a flat back, halfway lift. Breathe out, bend the knees, sink your seat, chair pose, 2 breaths this time. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Deep breath in. And exhale for 2. Next inhale, come all the way up, shine your heart. And exhale, meet right back down to your mat. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. In breath, right foot steps back this time. Now, once you align in your low lunge, we're gonna come up high lunge. So hands to the sky. And then same thing, just 3 breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale, drop the hands down, frame the foot, and inhale, step back, plank pose. Exhale for plank. Full breath in. And then on that next out breath, you can take a flow. Now you guys know that you can skip these parts altogether. You can come right to down dog if you want to skip plank, right? Honor your body. 3 breaths. And then let's inhale that left heel high to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee towards the chin. Step that foot all the way forward. Seal the back heel, warrior 2. So reach that right hand back. You might have to pivot your back foot back a little bit. Sink in. All right, so then look for your left big toe. 2 more breaths. Good. Next exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Frame out the foot, pivot to lunge. And inhale, straighten left leg. Exhale, right foot steps top of the mat. Inhale, flat back here. And then exhale, fold, bend the knees, chair pose. Again, 2 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Deep inhale. Exhale, maybe sink a little deeper before inhaling all the way to the sky. And exhale, take prayer hands to your heart center. Relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw. Take notice of your energy body. How much more grounded, alive, connected you feel. And then drop those hands, open the eyes, inhale, root your eyes, we're coming all the way up. Exhale, fold, reaching all the way down. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Now on that next in-breath, let's step the left foot back. You're gonna find your lunge. And then let's inhale, straighten through the right leg, walk the toes to the long edge, or the hands to the long edge of the mat. Toes are gonna point that way as well. So in a nice wide-legged fold, let's relax the head, relax the arms. And just breathe. So nice deep breath practice. You want the toes pivoted a little bit closer in than the heels are. And now from here, maybe you want to rock the hips a little bit from side to side. Maybe you have a deeper hip practice and you want to start to crawl over to one foot and sort of dip into that hip and then come back center and do the same thing on the other side. So again, if this is in your practice, you're welcome to take this. Otherwise, just stay still or take little micro rocks from side to side. Otherwise, just make sure that we finish up. So take it to the opposite side that you did not start with. And then we're all back center. Very gently, we're gonna roll around, bend the knees to come all the way up. And as you arrive, shrug the shoulders, and let's take both hands to the low back here. Create a little bit of space and move into a micro back bend. Lift your chin, so try not to keep the chin down, but you want to start to gaze up. Open your heart, so give your shoulders permission to melt away from the ears. Take one more breath. And then inhale, realign, come all the way back up. So from here, what we're gonna do is just point those right toes forward, bend into the right knee, and reach back out for warrior two. Now you might have to pivot this left foot back a little bit. Just breathe. Now from your warrior two, we're gonna find our way back to a high lunge. So let's start to pull that left hand forward. You're gonna pivot the ball of the left foot. So both arms are gonna reach forward, sink the hips, and then inhale, hands to the sky. Good, breathe. Next, exhale, let's drop the hands right in front of the right toe. So you might have to pull this left foot a little closer in to find a better alignment. Then from here, we're gonna kick up into a quick standing split. So right foot grounds, and you're gonna slow lift. Now maybe your left foot lifts similar to a warrior three. Maybe you start to drop the forehead towards the right shin and lift those left toes up. So we're just here for 2 breaths. And then exhale, we're gonna take a big stride back. So bend that right knee, walk the fingertips back, and we're gonna land in a lunge. From your lunge, let's step back to a plank pose. Breathing in for plank. And breathing out to take your flow. Right? Or again, skip a flow, whatever it is you need. And just take your time to take that. And then we're back down dog or child's pose. Let's take 5 to 7 breaths this round. And if you're down in child's, let's feet back up, downward facing dog. Just allow a breath as you arrive. An option to bend the knees, top of the exhale, lightly float top of the mat. Otherwise, just walk those feet nice and slow. And inhale all the way to the sky. And then on the exhale, we're just gonna come right back down, whatever way gets you there. Hinge, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, melt and fold. Little bend in the knees. Let's inhale that right foot way back this time. Now from here, we're gonna inhale, lengthen left leg, walk the hands to the long edge of the mat, and pivot the toes to meet. So we're back in that nice big wide-legged fold. Now we're gonna take a twist this time. So you can either take the right hand under the heart, lift the left hand to the sky, or you can take the right hand to the outer edge of the left leg, left foot, earth near the foot, and lift that left hand up. The second option would be a little bit more intense. Just breathe into wherever you are. Next, exhale, left hand down. Again, you're either going to replace that right hand or take the left hand outer edge of the right leg, foot earth near the foot. Either way, that right hand is reaching to the sky. Exhale, right hand down. Let's walk the hands back to center. You're going to pivot the heels in a little bit. You might have to move a little closer. And we're going to prep for goddess pose. So from your goddess, you can keep the hands down and start to bend. You're going to sink the hips and try to align the knees with the ankles. Once you've found that alignment, you're going to take hands up. Good. So just coming sort of into a cactus elbow or reaching the hands to the sky. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Just sink the hips. Good. Inhale, let's straighten. Pause for a moment. Take a breath. And then sink right back down and in. 3 breaths, breathing in. And breathing out. We've got 2 more like this. Inhale, come all the way up. Now this time you're gonna reach those arms out, warrior two arms, pivot the right toes in a little bit. So you want the toes a little bit more towards that left heel than the heel, and then left toes pivot out. You're gonna start to bend that left knee over the ankle, and again, you might have to pivot and widen your stance here depending on how wide your goddess is, and breathe. The next inhale, we're gonna find our high lunge. That right hand's gonna reach forward, both palms face each other. That's when you twist the hips square, drop that right heel back, and inhale, hands to the sky. Breathe in here, just 2 or 3 breaths. And now we're gonna exhale those fingertips either to frame out the foot or walk them out in front of the toes. You might have to kick this left ball of the foot in a little bit. To inhale, spring that right foot to either a warrior 3 variation or all the way standing split. Now again, just 2 or so breaths here. And then exhale, bend that left knee, big stride back with that right foot. We're gonna land in our lunge and inhale, step back to plank. Now on the exhale, again, you can flow, skip a flow, down dog, child's pose, add a posture if you'd like, whatever you need. Say about 3 to 5 more breaths. And then we're gonna inhale, right heel to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee towards the nose, round it up. So if you were in child's pose, take your time. We'll step that right foot top of the mat. Now, once you're here, let's drop the back knee down to the earth and inhale, take the hands to the sky. Right, or interlace top of that thigh. Keep the hands down, whatever works for you. Next, exhale, prayer hands to heart space. Inhale, tip the body forward. We're gonna take a little twist over to the right. Now you can keep the knee down or you can tuck the back toes, lift up off the knee for your final 3 to 4 breaths here. And now if that back knee is lifted, we're gonna slowly take it back down, untuck the toes, twist back forward, drop the hands, frame the foot, and we're either gonna find a half split by straightening this right leg, walking the hands back, right toes up, or if you have full Hanumasana and you wanna come into your full split, got plenty of time here. So we're gonna stay here, deepening into this hamstring for about 7 to 10 breaths. So just allow the upper body to hang heavy over that right leg. Let's say we've got about 3 more deep breaths. So if you're in your full split, maybe take another breath or 2, and then we'll start to exit full split. And then we're all going to inhale, start to pull that right knee, track it over the ankle. Let's tuck the back toes, lift up off the knee. Inhale, straighten right leg, and exhale, left foot steps forward to the knee. Inhale all the way to the sky. And exhale, take prayer hands to your heart space. Take a moment here. And then from here, we're gonna pull that right knee up and in. Now, what you're gonna do is bend that right knee out, try to take the right outer ankle point, top of that left thigh, and then you're just gonna sink back a little bit. So it's almost like you're in a modified chair, but also a figure 4. And so good hip stretch, good to build strength in this left glute, left quad. We're just gonna stay for maybe 2 or so more breaths. And then inhale, come all the way up, pull that right knee up and in, and exhale, warrior 3. So we're gonna use warrior 3 maybe just for a breath or so. And then exhale, drop those hands, lift that right foot up. Now we're gonna hold our standing split for about 5 breaths. Walk the hands closer and closer to the toes, forehead down towards the shin. Lift those right toes a little bit higher, big inhale. And then exhale, big stride back, find your lunge, and then step back to plank and take a flow if we would like to flow. Let's meet child's pose this round. Hips all the way back to the heels. And just count a few deep breaths here. And the next breath, we're coming back to downward facing dog. Let's inhale that left heel up to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee in towards the nose, step that foot top of the mat. Once you're here, drop that back knee down, untuck the toes, inhale, reach the hands to the sky. So again, we're sinking here about 3 breaths in your crescent lunge, crescent low lunge. And then exhale, prayer hands to heart space, lean the body forward, inhale. Exhale, twist over to the left, right elbow hooks. Now option to stay here, or again, tuck those back toes, lift up off the knee for your final 4 breaths. Inhale, twist yourself back to center. We're gonna drop those hands, frame out the foot. If the knee's lifted, drop the knee back down. And we're gonna sink either to our half split or full split. So again, lengthening this left leg, walking those hands back, and just melding the upper body down and in. You might have to shift this left heel a little forward if you're in half split. And then again, we're here for about 10 breaths, so just relax. We've got about 3 more, so if you're in full Hanumasana, you can begin to make your way out of it. And next, inhale or so, we're gonna inhale, walk those hands all the way forward, frame out the foot. We're gonna tuck back toes, lift up off the knee, inhale, lengthen left leg, and exhale, right foot steps, forward fold. Inhale all the way to the sky. And then exhale, take prayer hands into heart space. And this time we're gonna ground down through that right knee. Inhale, pull the left knee up and in, take the outer left ankle point, top of that right thigh, and then just sink a little bit, right? So create a little shelf with this right thigh and just breathe here. If this is an honor, you can always take a tree or just come into a forward fold. Otherwise, you've got another breath or two, just building a lot of strength in that right glute, right quad, working on balance. Inhale, come all the way up, and that left knee up and in. And then exhale, warrior 3. Now again, we're only here for a breath or 2. Really just to prep us to now exhale, drop into standing split. Fingertips in front of those right toes, forehead down to the front of that right leg, and lift those left toes up and back. Breathe. Lift left toes nice and high. And then exhale, bend that right knee, big stride back to your lunge. We're gonna inhale, step back to plank. Now, if you want to take side plank today, let's shimmy the inner edges of the feet to touch here, rock to the outer edge of the right foot, right hand stays down, or you can drop that right knee to the earth, lengthen the leg, left hand up. Now, this is gonna be yogi's timing today. So you can hold this for as long as you'd like. Then you're going to rock and roll right to the left side. Take the left side of side plank, and then we're all going to meet child's pose. So please take your time. Just try to allot an equal amount of breaths from right to left. Right? But give your body the time to honor it, right? Everyone needs to hold a posture for a little bit different period of time depending on their body. So take what you need. Make sure you get the full benefit of what you need. And then just make sure you do the same exact thing on the other side before dropping to your Balasana. And so let's say we're going to spend about 5 more breaths in your child. From your child's pose, we're going to inhale, gaze between the hands, and you're going to slither your way all the way down to the belly. So think similar knees, chest, and chin. You're going to lift those hips, hug the elbows to the ribs, come all the way down. We're going to meet Sphinx pose. So taking the forearms down, middle fingers forward, elbows underneath the shoulders. Take the toenails to the mat, push the belly down. So really think about pushing that pubic bone into the earth. And then broaden the shoulders, lift the chin away from the sternum. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And recognize that you control how much of a stretch you're going to get in the low back based on how much pressure you're pushing the low belly into the earth with. Now you're welcome to stay where you are if you're happy and just breathe into low back. If you want to work into a little bit of a quadricep stretch, what you can do is start to bring this left arm on a diagonal. So you're going to keep the elbow where it is, point left middle finger to the top right corner of your mat. From here, you're going to start to bend into that right knee, push into the left forearm, and grab back for the right toes, and just draw that heel down towards the butt cheek. Right now, again, this is just an option. You don't have to take it. You've got so many different levels, especially virtually. So just breathe wherever you are, right? This will not only stretch that right quad, but it's going to help to build strength in that left arm, left shoulder region. Take one more breath if you're in this variation. And then exhale, lightly release that right foot. You're going to take the right forearm down and just plug the elbow under the shoulder first. That's when you find the diagonal line. Excuse me. And then you're going to bend that left knee. Again, push into that right forearm. So don't collapse here and grab, but create space, right? Lift that top body and then pull that left heel towards the butt cheek. And remember that you're in control of how far you're pulling this left leg. So this quad stretch is entirely on you. 2 more breaths. And then exhale, very gently release. We're going to take that left forearm down. Let's take the heart space down to the earth. Push the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to take a child's pose. So let's counteract that little back bend that we were holding in our Sphinx. And you should feel a release in the lower to middle spine here when you come back to Balasana. And then from your child's pose, you have the option for inversion practice now. So you're set up for a headstand if you want to come to headstand. Otherwise, you would come back to the belly, flip to your back to take a shoulder stand or legs up the wall. So just taking your time here to find whatever it is you want, whatever it is you need. If you're coming headstand, just make sure that you've got the energy for it. And then just take your time. Not rushing into anything, but allowing. And then just breathing into that allowance.
You exit your way out as your body, as your mind feels ready. You should just about have the full benefit of any inversion you were in at this point. So just start to counteract your posture, shoulder stand fish, headstand child's pose, and legs up the wall. You can really take anything you need. Maybe you just hang out there. Happy baby is. This seems to be a common meeting point. So let's say within the next 3 breaths, we're all going to meet flat on our backs with our knees hugged into our heart. Once you hug those knees in, let's take both soles of the feet down to the earth. So we're going to do a little bit of low back work, but it's very gentle, this next movement. So I want you to take the palms down alongside the body, just relax the shoulders. So try to find just a natural position here. Now, all you're going to do is exhale, push the low back into the earth. So activate the belly and release that curvature, and then release. So you're going to exhale, push, engage, really flatten the low back to the earth, and then inhale, just release. So you're going to feel that curvature recreate itself. Exhale, push it down. Inhale, lift back up. You can always take the hands to the belly here, right, for a little added support. Let's do this 2 more times. Exhale, push. Inhale to release. 1 more time. Exhale, push it down. Now on the inhale, let's lift to a bridge pose. You're going to come all the way up, draw those hips to the sky, and almost act as if you had a block between the thighs here. You were just drawing the thighs internally toward each other, but not actually moving them toward each other. 1 more inhale. And exhale, come down nice and slow. We're going to hug the knees into the heart. And now you have any option for a twist. I'm going to teach a little differently for twist today. So if you want to follow my lead, you can just crisscross the legs, drop that left foot down, shimmy the left foot to the left edge of the mat, and then drop the knees over to the right. Right now, this is just a deeper variation of your twist. If this doesn't work for you, you can slide that right heel to the top of the left knee or ankle, or you can completely release, just stack the knees over to the right. You can elongate that right leg down and then twist with that left knee bend. Right, there are so many options, which is why I want to try to at least offer something different every once in a while. And I know that this leg cross is going to be way more intense in this left hip region. We're just going to stay for maybe 2 more breaths. And then nice and slow, especially if your legs are crossed, you're going to engage the belly a little bit, come all the way back, uncross the leg, hug both knees in, and then we'll crisscross that left leg up and over the right. Drop that right foot down, shimmy the right foot to the right edge of the mat, and then drop the knees over to the left. Now you want to try to access up onto that left hip here. Now again, if this is just too much, you can slide the heel to the top of that right thigh, top of that right knee region. Or again, just stack the knees, and lengthen left leg and come all the way up and over. Right, there are other variations as well, so just find what you need. Next breath, nice and slow. We're coming all the way back up. You're going to unwind the legs, hug the knees in, so just even square yourself off. And then take a moment to feel out if there's anything you need. Maybe you want to take an added back bend and you're craving a wheel pose. You can take wheel, nice and energizing for the morning. An added twist, anything else, just feel it out. Happy baby is always a beautiful posture to finish up with. So just allow some time here, maybe the next 2 or so minutes, if you need something else. We did a lot of hips in terms of our flow movements. I didn't put you guys into any deep hips to seal. So if maybe you're craving something like that, you can take that quickly. Let's just say that within the next 60 or so seconds, we're down in Shavasana, so we get at least a full 5 or so minutes. So just grabbing anything extra that you may need, layers, support, comfort. And then start to settle onto your backs into your corpse pose.
As you arrive, just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Let's exhale, sigh out of the mouth as you start to turn your focus back inward. Observe how you feel now. And allow yourself this time to connect.
Take a moment to observe the way your physical body feels. Acknowledge how much better you feel when you treat it lovingly by practicing asana posture. And start being proud of your body. Start looking in the mirror and seeing yourself as the perfect being that you are. View yourself with love, with appreciation, with respect. And then translate this love, this appreciation, and respect into everyday actions that you can take to truly honor your body, to make yourself feel comfortable living as a physical being. Knowing that the way that you were created is exactly the way that you're meant to be. Let's take a moment to just wiggle the fingers a little bit. You're going to wiggle the toes. Use that wiggling to bring prana energy up into the hands, into the wrists, up the arms, into the feet, into the ankles. Eventually up the legs, into the core of your being. So filling the entire body with prana as you pull movement in. Take any final stretch, twist. And then we'll come to hug one knee at a time into the heart center. Rolling into a fetal position. And very gently lifting your way back up to a comfortable seat. And you're just taking your time as you arrive. We're going to come back into our mandala, and we're going to seal the practice today. That left palm will face up, back of the hand down. Right palm stacks on top. That's when you connect the thumbs, and then create a circle between the thumbs and the index fingers. You're going to rest that right into your lap. Take a shrug of the shoulders, open up your heart, and reclose the eyes. And just take a moment here to recognize your connection with something larger than yourself. Recognize that each and every one of you, whether I know you personally or not, is perfect. You're perfect as you are because you're a creation of divine energy. And if you have kids, that's like saying that one kid isn't perfect. And it's untrue. We're all perfectly imperfect in our own divine way. And it's time that we start to recognize that, to love ourselves for who we are, for what we are naturally. And just take a moment to love your body, to appreciate your body for everything that you are, everything that you've been gifted in this lifetime. You have to learn to start appreciating it, honoring it. And let's seal our practice here with one final Om if you'd like to join. Deep breath in through the nostrils. Let's meet for our hands in our heart space. Now the light within me, like this divine energy within me, honors and respects that same divine light, that divine energy within each of you. If that's what Namaste is that I see you for more than the physical being. I see you for what you are truly made of. And I honor you all for that. Namaste.